Hi everyone, welcome back. So we're back to do the second part of our colouring in the Colour in Heaven's Mermaid special by Anastasia, Elly, Koldareva. If you didn't catch the first part, I'll put a little link up here so that you can go onto it and have a look if you want to. So I have really been scratching my head over how we're going to finish this image, and I am so in love with how she's turned out. I just do not want to wreck her. But she has to be finished, so we've got to go with the flow. I'm just sharpening a pencil. And I've got all nervous and anxious about finishing it. Excuse me, about finishing it. Isn't it mad? It's absolutely crazy, people. So I have been practicing, as I always do. So I'm just going to get my little sheet out next to me. Oh, God. I'm in such a mess. There it is. Okay, so what I thought we'd do was focus on these little tuber-like corals down here, and I'm going to do them very subtly. Actually, I'm going to do them in a very pale pink and cream, and it will work when we come into doing our starfish. And the rocks I'm obviously going to do in a warm grey, but I'm going to put some greens in there, like there's some algae building up on it. Okay, so let's come in, and we're going to focus down here. So, can you see all those little tubers? Yes, you can. There we go. Okay, so the first colour I've picked to use is, is it going to focus for us? Salmon. There we go. And we're continuing with our polychromos. And I've also got ivory. So what I did was, I hope you can see the detail well enough. Let me put the other light on, just so that I'll try and get rid of some of that shadow. I hope that helps. Okay, so you can see all the little dots that we've been given by Anastasia. So I'm going in with the coral really gently, and I'm filling in where those dots are, because I'm going to use that as our dark part of this little tuber plant, tuber coral. Then I'm going to take cream, and I'm going to fill those empty bits in with cream. It's so pretty. Just so they're nice and subtle, and I'm just going to let that blend out. And then where it's darkest, where the little dots are darkest, I'm going to go in with some more layers and make that darker. And just leave that very, very light. Let that salmon light almost fade out into nothing. Okay, so I'm going to put it in there too, and then some cream. Build that cream up. And then I'm going to take a very dark red, which is India red. Gorgeous, gorgeous colour. And in that darkest spot in there, I'm going to put that just to indicate that it is a little hole in there. And then we can come back in with our coral, our salmon, sorry. And then I'm just going to indicate the line around the top of the tuber too. And that is it. That's all I'm going to do with them. But I think they'll look really effective when we get the browny reds of the starfish and the other little plants, and the rocks and the green in the background. They should kind of stand out. So should we do it again? So I'm going to put cream down where I want the cream to go, and then I'm going to follow Anastasia's dots. So I filled that in. Okay, and I'm going to come back in and deepen up where I want that to be darkest. So around there, go around there, and there, and then let it fade into nothingness. There. Okay, and go back in with our, it's not ivory, it's not cream, it's ivory, do beg my pardon. And go back in with the ivory. Then we're going to take our India red and put it in there to indicate that there's a hollow there. And then just bring out that. You can even put it down the base if you want a little bit more contrast where it's darkest. There we go. There. Oh, I hope you're picking up on this. I think they look adorable. I think they're going to look beautiful. Now I have to set them to one side because this has been such a headache for me to try and work out. Okay. Right. Now, what did I do at the top here? I'm just getting my little image. Alright. Now, I'm going to continue with the India red. But this time I am taking light purple pink. And it's gorgeous. Now, I'm going to have to take you for a little ride. Bear with me. Come with me. Okay. I just want to get these corals in on her head. So these are very teeny tiny detail. And look, I've missed her hair behind. Oh, so I'll have to... and here. Oh dear. Right. Let's do a starfish then. Because the reason I say that is I don't want to then have to come in and try and do her hair. And, where are we here? Look. I've missed her hair in behind. And I don't want to do her hair and then smudge it all. So, bear with me. I'm just going to mute the computer. Okay. So, let's have a look at one of the starfish then. So, I'm going to do them all the same, but I just might vary the way in which we do them. Now I've got to try and find my pencils. Here they are. Okay. So on this one I've got 4 colours. And they're all sort of orangey reddy colours. Orangey pinky reds. They're beautiful. So I have got... okay, can you see them all? Pomeranian red. Venetian red. Medium flesh. And sanguine. Gorgeous colours. Now, I'm just trying to think what I did now because I've laid them out wrong. I am going to take... let me just check. Sorry folks, bear with me. No, it wasn't that one. Not that one. So... no, they're the wrong colours completely. Oh, I'm so sorry folks. Right. Hang on. Right. You're going to have to give me 2 seconds and I'll come... I will come back to you, I promise. When we're ready to do the starfish. I've got to find all the pencils that I put down and I can't remember where I've put them. Give me 2 seconds. Alright folks, I am so sorry about that. They're at the top here. And the other ones to the side of me was the ones I've discarded as a combination. It was just, yeah, didn't work. Sorry about that. Bear with me. Right, I do have 4 colours and here they are. So, this is the real combination. Let me come out slightly, we're a bit too zoomed in. Okay, so, this is the real combination. I'm so sorry. So I've got Naples yellow. I hope you can pick up on these. Raw umber, terracotta and burnt ochre. Okay, so I'm going to go in with terracotta. Which one did we do? I did this one. And I'm going to put terracotta all in here. Just lightly. Just a light base of terracotta. There you go. Deepen that up a little bit. There we go. Then on this light edge, or this other edge, I'm going to put the Naples yellow. I hope you can see that. Naples yellow on this edge here. It's quite a bright colour. Okay, so that's Naples yellow. Then I've got burnt ochre. So I'm going to start bringing that burnt ochre in, and I'm following those lines. Okay, right, now I'm taking the raw umber, which is the darkest of all our colours, and I am going to deepen up that edge around here where it kind of dips underneath. Okay, then I'm going to go back to our terracotta, which we put in very, very lightly at the beginning, if you remember, and bring that up, and it will blend in with that Naples yellow. Gives a really pretty tone. Can you see it changing colour? The polychromos just layer over each other beautifully. Okay. Then back to the burnt ochre, and just keep playing until we've got a nice blend. And then what I'm thinking of doing is Poskerising it at the end. When I've done them all, I'm putting those little dots that you can see in with a brown Posca. So I think that'll look quite good. So that was my theory. So let's try again. Okay. So let's take this leg, and I'm going to bring the terracotta up this way this time. Gosh, I don't know who keeps messaging me. Phone's going mad. Right, so that was the terracotta. Oh, excuse me. And then this time I'm going to put the Naples yellow at the top. Just to spice things up a bit, folks. Then we're going to take the burnt ochre. And I'm going to go in there. Bring that up. Okay, and then the raw umber. So this bit under here is dark. So I'm going to fill that in. And I'm going to follow Anastasia's line and just bring that in very slightly. Then we're going to come back to our terracotta for the top there, just where that line is, and then take the burnt ochre, and I'm just going to really lightly go over that yellow, just to help blend all that in, and so it's not so bright. There, isn't that cute? Looks cool, doesn't it? And it kind of goes with our hair. Right, so this leg we will do terracotta from the bottom here. Bring that up. I hope you can see what I'm doing. So I'm kind of going in between where these dots are going to be and just bringing it up. This is our terracotta. Quite deep in the top there. Okay, then I'm going in with the Naples yellow, and this time I'm putting that there. I'm trying to keep the Naples yellow where it's not tucked underneath anything, if that makes sense, so it's sort of the lightest part of the starfish. So then I take burnt ochre and we start bringing that up. And then the raw umber, and deepen that in there. And we're going to come around this line here, and then just help fill that in. help that. There's a bit of a line there. I'm just going to blend that out. There. Isn't that cool? So our fantasy starfish. Should we finish him off together? We've only got 2 legs, so let's just do it together. So I take the terracotta, and this bit's kind of tucked in, and this bit is laying over the top of that starfish. So I'm going to put the terracotta on that edge and kind of bring that up in between those, where those little dots are going to be. This one's a little fiddlier. Then I'm going to take the Naples yellow and go in on the top of that. Then I'm going to take the burnt ochre. I haven't got much room on this little leg, but we can still get them all in. And then the raw umber. There. And I think we're missing a little bit of terracotta on this one. So let's brighten that up a bit. That leg. There. And then we've got one at the top here. Just this one left. So, terracotta. Now, I think this one will be the darkest. So I'm going to go in here. And I could be doing this all wrong, people. I could be, but it's just my theory. And I am no good when it comes to light and darks. But it's just where I think it would work best. So that's my terracotta. I'm taking my Naples yellow and just going to go in there. And I'm going back to the terracotta because I didn't bring it up, look, in between the little sections. So I've gone back to my terracotta. Then I'm taking the burnt ochre. I'm going to fill that bit in. And then the raw umber. We'll just deepen up that, darken that up. And bring that up to the centre of him. Oh, did you see my hand go then? That's what I'm saying, when my hand shakes, it just has a mind of its own. Just likes to make me fluff pages up. Okay, then we can just deepen the rest up as we feel fit. Alright, one little starfish. Now, I'm going to have a play off camera with them because we're not going to want them exactly the same next to each other. So I might change a colour out so this one becomes a little redder or a little yellower, I'm not sure. Or a bit browner, I'm not sure. Let me put those there so I don't lose that combination. And before I go off, the other thing I wanted to show you, before I got all flustered and had to turn the camera off, because I've given you the wrong combination, I want to have a look at these little guys up here. Now these are really delicate and quite difficult to colour. So I've got the India red and I've got light purple pink. So I am going to, which is the reason why I didn't was because I hadn't done her hair, but I'll show you on this piece up here. It's very simple, it's just the 2 colours. So I'm colouring in with the, what did I say it was? Light purple pink. And I'll just do this bit so it doesn't interfere with me finishing her hair. And I'm going to have to go back and look at the video because I can't remember what colours I used. Okay, so I've gently coloured that in. Then I'm going to take our India red. I'm pretty certain that's what I used. Oh, hang on. Could have been, it could have been. No, it is India red. And it's because I've got all these pencils laying out and I want to get this video out to you. Because the lovely Lavella tagged me in another video and I want to do the next project that I was talking about last night, which is the hopefully, if it works, fingers crossed, that will make backgrounds easier and cheaper for us. So this is my hope anyway. So I'm going back to my light purple pink And I'm just going to fill that in. So all I did was just dotted in some darker spots with the India red. They're too fiddly to do much else with. Okay, and when you've layered that all up properly, it will look really cool. It works, trust me, it does. So we'll have the combination of the reds in her hair, the reds and browns of the starfish, and the pinks together from the top of the page, and then that's brought down here and obviously in her face. And I'm going to do these little guys the same. So let's just come down and I'll show you what I mean. Right, see these little guys? I don't want to do too many of them until I've decided on the background. So I'm going to take the India red, and in the centre I'm going up out each prong of this little piece of coral. That's it. And then I'm taking our light purple pink that we've just used, that we used up there in her hair, and I'm going to finish that off and go back over the India red. They're too teeny tiny to be able to do too many colours or blending in there really. So, and I think that looks quite cool. So that's how I do those. Right, coming back out again, people. It's like a fairground ride today. Right, so I am going to go off. I'm not going to do any more of the starfish. I might do that starfish over there in the same combo we used here. And then these two I'm going to rethink so that they're not all the same, if that makes sense. I'm going to colour in the little tubers and finish her hair that I missed and the coral up there, and then we'll meet back up. Alright, lovely people, I'll see you in a second. I promise I will be more organised. See you in a sec. Okay guys, so I'm back. I've done the corals, as you can see. Excuse me. And I did do this starfish exactly the same as the other colour combo, but I just put a little bit of ivory over the top to tone down the yellow, just so we got a little bit more lighter colour in there. I don't know why, I just did, and it seemed to work. I tried lots of combinations and I wasn't enjoying them, I didn't like them, and I want the page to be unified and for her to be the centrepiece. So we're going to go with the same colours, but we're just doing it slightly different. And if I bring you in, I can explain to you what I mean. Now, this starfish, technically, these lines would be raised, so you would think that they would be the lightest point of the starfish. For me, I didn't like it. It just didn't work. So I am doing it in Lucy style, my own way. So, what I'm actually going to do, I'm just going to turn it round. What I'm actually going to do is take the burnt ochre. There we go, burnt ochre. Just let it refocus. And I'm going to come in on this prominent line, the one that I've just said that we would expect it to be the lightest area. But oh no, I'm doing it differently. And I'm just going to bring it out at the bottom slightly. Like that. Then I'm going to go in with the terracotta. Sorry, I do apologise. In with the terracotta. And I'm going to bring that out. Like that. Then in with our Naples yellow. Hope you can see that. And bring that into that section. Make sure that's blended nicely. And then take our raw umber, and I'm going to go back over the line, bring those few dots in, and up into this section here. Okay. Right, let's do the next one together. So I'm going to take the burnt ochre, just turning it round, and I'm going to go over that dark line and bring that up down the bottom. And actually these might be small details, but it's these kind of things that take the time. So I'm now in with terracotta, that take the time but make the difference to your image. So it's important that you like what you're doing. So, you know, if you want to do it the other way around, by all means do that. It's just, it seemed to give it more depth for me this way round than doing it the way I mentioned before. You know, with the light at the top of the starfish. I don't know why, but it may be just the way I see things. You might see it completely differently, but to me it gives it that sort of the sort of 3D look that this starfish needs. I'm just going to put another light on and hope that helps a little bit. There we go. Okay, so we'll do one more together. So the burnt ochre, I'll bring that into the centre and eventually they'll join, and out a little bit down the bottom. Then our terracotta, like that. Then our Naples yellow, it's Naples yellow, isn't it? Yeah. Make sure that's all blended in together. Then our burnt umber, raw umber, sorry. At least I knew I got it wrong this time. And then just fill in those. And I think it kind of helps to give it a 3D, a bit of a dimension. Because you have got the light bit towards the centre, so I don't know. It just, when I was practising and faffing about with it, as I do, it just seemed to work better. So I've got a dreaded background here to do, and I'm dreading it, and I've got this background to do, and I'm dreading it. So let me go off camera quickly and finish this starfish, because you don't need to see me do the last two. It'll be boring for you, and then we'll come back in and I'll start on one of either of the dreaded backgrounds. Alright folks, see you in a second. Okay, so I cannot delay the inevitable anymore. I have to colour the backgrounds. Okay, we can do this, people, we can do this. So I've got predominantly 3 greys, but we're going to be adding some green in there as well, because I want it to look like a little bit like algae is growing on the rocks. So if we come in, where should we focus? Let's focus around this little starfish up here. And we've got some good indication of where the deepest shadows will be. So I have got let's see, right, we've got warm grey 4, warm grey 3 and warm grey 1. I hope the camera can pick those up. There we go. Alright, so with the warm grey 4, you see where the shadows are. I'm going to sharpen my pencil. It's making me nervous, can you tell? I'm such a loon. Right, so I've sharpened my pencil and I can't delay it. Let's go. So with the warm grey 4, I'm going in around the starfish. I'm just doing it very lightly so that I've got the control over where it goes, but following Anastasia's indicated lines. Okay, I've made a start, folks. Okay, now warm grey 3, and I'm going to go in with that. Now at the moment I'm just going to ignore the little pebbles. I'm just going to bring that round. Okay, I'll just go over that again. There we go, just let that colour build up a little bit. And back in with the darker grey. I just want a bit of a better blend. Okay, then we can put a little bit of the warm grey 1 just as a blend. And I've just gone straight over those the little pebble. I'm going to call them pebbles. And I think I'm going to dot in some Posca in those. I've got a grey Posca. If you don't have a grey Posca, you could choose a darker grey or a brown to put yours in. So I'm going in with the dark again. Just carefully. And I'm going to bring that out. And it will take some time. You're just going to have to be a little patient with it and let it build up like we did with the skin. This is all part of the picture and it all deserves equally to have its own time and care taken on it. So that's my theory. So we can build the colour up there. Okay, again in here there's a dark bit, and it really will help to make this little starfish pop out and come to life. And I did try different colours, you know, like a sand colour, but I wanted it to look like rock. And this was the closest thing that I felt comfortable and happy with. So I hope you like it. This has taken me 3 days to put together because I was so worried about doing it and getting it wrong, and I got really tired, and so I'm home from work. It's now Monday, and I feel more confident about doing it. So here we are. Okay, so we've done that little bit round the starfish. If we do up round here, round our little tuber looking plant, whatever he is, with our dark grey, and then I'm just bringing it out lightly to help us blend. Okay, then in with our medium grey, like that, straight over all those little pebbles. And then in with our our warm grey 1. I'll just help that all blend through. Then our medium grey round here, because it's not so dark. Bring that down. A little bit round here. Okay. Then I'm going to fill that bit in with our number 1. And if you just take your time, like we did with the skin, and let the polychromos build up the colour, it will work. It's subtle, but it will work. Okay, I really like it. I hope you can see the colour. On my little screen it looks like you can't see anything. Then I've got Posca, and I've got, it's just called grey. Can you see in this awful light? Can you see? Yeah, just grey, and it's the 0.71. Just going to give it a shake, and all I'm going to do is, on some of these pebbles, I'm just going to drop a little bit of Posca in there. Like I say, if you don't have it, you could just do another sort of medium grey, put a cool grey over it, and it will just give us that little bit of texture in there without ruining the look of the grey. So that is how I'm going to do the background. So you see all the dark pieces, I'm going to fill those in. Can you see? Let me come out. Let me move the picture. All the dark indications of dark, that's how I'm going to do that. And I'm going to add some green in certain places. Going to have to let the Posca dry there. But I will, when I've done all of the rock, I'm just going to throw some greens in. So what I'll do is go off and do the background on here, the same as I've just shown you, nice and easy, and then we'll come back and I'll put some greens in to give us that kind of mossy look. Alright, I'll see you in another second. Okay guys, so I have coloured the rocks in and I'm quite pleased. Successful, that's thumbs ups. So I want to add a few areas where there's a little bit of like algae growing. So I've only got two colours and I've got chrome green opaque and I've got earth green yellowish. Now if I'm correct, I think they were the colours we used in our eyes, I'm not sure. But not too much, just an indication that there's some algae growing. So you know where I put the Posca earlier, because I'm a fool, I'm going to just bring some of this dark green in here, but just lightly, and then I'm going to take the earth green yellowish and bring that round too. And it's just going to add a little interest to the image rather than it just being flat grey. So behind here there is an indication that there is rock there sticking up, so I'm going to bring that down, that green. And I'm only doing it lightly, I'm not pressing down at all. I just want an indication that there is other life on this rock. Okay, I hope you can see, I hope my camera's picking this up. Again, I'm having the trouble because of my lighting in here. My LCD screen looks like you can't see anything. So there's a little bit there. I'm going to do a little bit on here. Can you see? Yeah. I'm just trying to add just a little bit of interest, a bit more life. In just a few random patches. There. And I think we'll have a little bit down here too, just to break this up, because that's quite a large area. And I think I might put it on the bottom of this rock round here. Let's bring that out. I'm just going to put it in there. Okay, and maybe just a touch. I'm sorry about this, my shadow. Maybe a touch here too. So a little bit of green. Thumb's in the way, I do apologise. And it's all cracked. My skin is all sore from the because I'm at the school, we're having to sanitise our hands, you know, all the time, and it's making my hands sore. Need to get some hand cream really. Okay. Just going to bring it up there. And a little bit round the top edge of this rock. There. Okay. Just deepen some areas up. A little bit here. Just behind that rock. A little bit around here. So I'm just playing with it, just having fun with it, but it just gives us an indication of, like I say, a little bit of fun really. It's just a little bit of algae growth that you would have, maybe, I don't know. But it just breaks the grey up, stops it being so flat and dull. Okay, there. And I'm going to stop faffing with it. So that is, apart from adding the grey Posca, which I'll do, I'm going to leave it as that. Now, this next bit I'm scared of. And I've got only two colours. And I am scared because I'm so pleased with how she's come out. She's so pretty. I don't want to ruin her. So I have got light phthalo blue And I've got, can you see that? I'm just trying to block everything else out. Light cobalt turquoise and light phthalo blue. Okay, now I'm just going to go in with the light cobalt turquoise and be really scared, and fingers crossed for me, people. I am going to put, like we did with the skin and the background here, I'm going to take it a section at a time, and I am going to, here we go, very gently and cautiously, and I'm going to put layers of this cobalt blue in. And I'm just going to do straight colouring with this to get myself a layer down that I feel confident to work with. And I'm going to do it very, very lightly and let the polychromos build up. Now this could take me some time because I'm terrified of spoiling her. So I'm just going to let that gorgeous blue build up very slowly so that I haven't got streaks and dark lines and all the rest of it that we don't want. Okay, so and the colour will build up. You just have to be, I just have to be patient and cautious. I hope you can see. Gosh, this lighting looks terrible. And yeah, just gonna go with the flow, and I'm gonna fill up every area inside that circle with this cobalt, what did I say it was? Light cobalt turquoise. So just like we did with the skin, very gently let it fill up that space. There we go. And I'm just going to keep going like that until I have filled in inside the circle the spaces that was left. Okay, I'm going to go off and do that so I'm not so nervous on camera, and then we'll meet back up, and we may add this in if I'm brave enough, just to bring it up a little bit of depth, but I'll see. You know, we've got to put, I want to put liquid pearls on here, so there's going to be a lot going on, so we'll see when the background's blue. Alright, won't be long. Right folks, so I've decided that I'm not going to add this light phthalo blue in because I layered the background up. It still needs a little bit more layering on, but I want to get the video up. So what I did was just the deepest parts where I want it darkest, and then just really light layers so that you get a kind of contrast in the colour. But like I say, I do need to still go over it and smooth it out, but I will do that. Right, so I want to use the cobalt blue, the light cobalt blue, sorry, even the light phthalo blue. I should start to relax now. I've done the background. That's the scary bit over with. So I'm going to just do these bubbles before I use the liquid pearls, and I'm going to use light phthalo blue. So there we are, light phthalo blue, and then we're going to fade it into the light cobalt turquoise. So it works well together, and that was going to be the plan for the background. So I'm taking the darkest colour and I'm going around just this one edge. I'm going to fill that up and fade it out. And then I'm taking the light cobalt turquoise, the same colour we did the background, and just lightly blend that out. Leaving ourselves a nice white space. There we are. I'm going to do the same here. Same one over here. And over here. Can you see? Yeah. Alright. I have to get these bits done before we can do the liquid pearls, because they're going to take some time to dry, because they're quite big spaces that we've got to put these pearls on. So I need to get the bubbles done. Could you see where I was? I don't think you could you? Here. Do it around there. Let's get all three done and out the way. Now, I was going to do a background, this part I was going to do something with, but I'm too scared. I may add a little bit of pan pastel or something like that, but at the moment I'm happy to leave it as is. Right, so I have got to go back in and smooth this background out. Just needs a little bit more work, but I'll do that off camera. Let's look at these pearls. Okay, so if I tip you up a little bit, I haven't decided on what colour to use, and this is my scribble practice sheet. I'm looking at the colours we've got. I think I'm going to go with the cream, which is the natural, like a sort of natural pearl look. And this one is Dovecraft, and it's 3D Pearl Effects. They're quite cheap, and it's called Pastel Cream. So you know Lucy and her splats, so I'm just going to check that it's running freely, which it is, and we're going to go for it. Okay, nervous people, nervous. So I'm right-handed, so I'm going to work left to right. I'm going to bring you in. Let's come in a bit. I'm going to put the liquid pearls nozzle on the edge. See my hands shaking? On the edge, and then I'm going to squeeze gently and push it into that space. There we are. So I'm literally just letting it fill up the space. There's a tiny bit there. They do take some time to dry, so you have got time to play. I'll leave this out for a good overnight before I even think about putting the picture away anywhere. So let's do this one first. This is a big one. So I just use the nozzle to push it into place. And I'm shaking too much to do it. Yeah. Move on to the next one. It's good fun. And this is how I have to do it because of my shaky hands. You might find a better way of doing it, but this works for me with my shakes. We've got them all round here. I'm not going to fill those in for the minute, folks, if you don't mind, because I want to smooth out my background, so it needs a few more layers, but we will do our earrings. Isn't that so cool? We could colour them in, but it's a bit of a faff when you've got such a fun tool as liquid pearls to play with. Tiny bit, tiny bit. There. Alright. So, let me come right out so you can see the entire image. I am going to smooth my background off, finish the liquid pearls, and then I'll come back and with I'll put the Posca on here so you can see the entire finished image. Alright folks, I won't be long, I'll see you in a bit. So here she is, folks. She's finished and I love her. Look at that shine from those liquid pearls. Yeah, I've had a blast. Thank you so much for voting. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you've enjoyed colouring along with me too. I'll get to your comments now that I've actually finished the colour along, and hopefully I will get this new exciting video up that I've got ideas to help us with backgrounds. So until we meet again, folks, which I promise won't be long, take really good care of yourselves. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.